Now, anybody who knows me knows that I'm not a huge fan of Kaguya Otsutsuki. I was not a huge fan of the character at all. However, even I can be honest and say that there are aspects of Kaguya's character that had a major shift on the Naruto franchise, most notably being the fact that she introduced the concept of interconnected dimensions. Before Kaguya came into the series, dimensions weren't anything new. Like for instance, you had Obito with his Kamui dimension, but this was something entirely different altogether. So in today's edition of Naruto to Go, I wanted to go over the details of Kaguya's dimensions and explain everything you need to know about how the dimensions are created themselves and etc. So for those of you guys who are new, Naruto to Go is a series on this channel where in 3 to 6 minutes we cover a Naruto lore based topic. It's in this time you should be able to make and enjoy your own bowl of instant ramen. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this video. So simply put, Kaguya's dimensions are an alternate world that Kaguya has created, and she has to use her Rinne Sharingan in order to access them. So the power that Kaguya here displayed to create these dimensions is pretty mind-blowing, since she basically rewrote all aspects of reality instantaneously in order to create each of these. As noted by Obito Uchiha, these 6 dimensions aren't very close together either, like a lot of people might think, but instead they're extremely far apart, and given how big these dimensions themselves are, it makes sense that they're so far apart in size. This makes a lot of sense given that each of these dimensions is basically a planet unto itself, which is further backed up by the appearance of suns and moons, like how you see the moon in the opening of the Boruto movie when Sasuke was at Kaguya's ice dimension going through a palace, and the sun in the background at the end credits of the OVA for the day that Naruto became Hokage. To further give you guys an idea about the amount of chakra that's required just to access these dimensions, when Sasuke goes to these dimensions, it takes a considerable amount of his chakra, with one passage into these dimensions briefly taking away the Tomoe on his Rinnegan, and repeated usage even goes far enough that it takes away the access of his Mangekyo Sharingan, which we saw in Naruto Gaiden. Now that you guys know how impressive that is for Kaguya to create 6 separate dimensions that require both a bunch of chakra to access as well as ideally chakra to maintain, let's also take a look at the dimensions themselves. So the first dimension is the lava dimension. Now this dimension is so vast that even Kakashi was blown away when he first saw it, thinking it was impossible for Kaguya to create something this realistic without it being genjutsu, which Kakashi and the rest of Team 7 quickly learned that this isn't a genjutsu, and obviously lava is going to flow throughout all of these dimensions. Now the next dimension is really underrated in my opinion in terms of the aspects to it and the fact that it's very important when it comes to Kaguya, and in my opinion it's the most important dimension. This is the mountain dimension. Now it's in this dimension that Kaguya, she uses it to link all the other dimensions together, serving as their core, if you will. Whenever Kaguya goes to this dimension, she's able to recover her own chakra using the dimension, as well as absorb chakra from anyone who's caught in the infinite Tsukiyomi. Ironically, it's gonna be here that Kaguya would ultimately be sealed away, which might actually explain why her dimensions are still able to be accessed by people like Sasuke and Momoshiki. Now the pyramid dimension is another interesting one, and it isn't just because there's pyramids on it. So essentially this is the dimension that's littered with pyramids all over the terrain, but it also has extremely high gravity levels that make it nearly impossible to move in once you're actually trapped inside of it. This is even more fascinating when you consider the inspiration behind it. So you might ask, why are there a bunch of pyramids on the ground in a world with really high gravity? Well, it's really quite simple when you look at it. So this is the dimension that's meant for torturing people. It's inspired by Edo Japan's punishment system that would see criminals and those who were accused kneel down on triangle wedges with stone slabs placed on top of their body. It's a slow and very brutal torture, which should make a lot of you guys view Obito's death a lot differently now. A man responsible for committing countless crimes accepted his fate in a world meant for punishing criminals, which despite Obito's return to the good in the end, Obito was still a criminal at the end of the day. Now the acid dimension is one that we really don't see, but as the name implies, this is a world consisting of entirely of acid that burns through any substance. Now up next is going to be the ice dimension. It's in this dimension that the entire world is covered in ice, from the frozen mountains all the way to the frozen over canyons. It's going to be here that Kaguya's castle is actually tucked away. Inside the castle itself, we see the statue of an as of now unnamed Otsutsuki clan member, along with hundreds of scrolls. This is the very same castle that Sasuke fought against Kinshiki at. Now finally we have the sand dimension, which is a never-ending desert with extremely hot temperatures. It was in this dimension that Sasuke Uchiha was sent to when he was separated from Naruto by Kaguya as a way to take both of them down individually. However, that's gonna be it for this video. Let me know which of Kaguya's 6 dimensions do you find to be the most fascinating, and I want to know from each of you guys, what are you guys' thoughts about the fact that Kaguya, when she was getting ready to destroy all of her dimensions, when she made that massive truth-seeking orb, what do you guys think would have happened to the actual dimension that she was in? Do you think that would have been blown together, or do you think that Kaguya would have had to recreate that dimension almost instantaneously once Team 7 was destroyed? Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. But as always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, and share. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. Have an awesome day, guys.